This is KPTM Channel 42. Live, this is Good Day.
It's now 6 minutes after 8 o'clock, 37 degrees here in Midtown Omaha. Well, it's African American Heritage Month, and the festivities have already begun. Good Day's Richard Opp is live at Offutt Air Force Base, where the celebration is in full swing. Richard.
Good morning to you, Grace.
Good morning.
How was your trip to Dodge City?
It was wonderful.
Was it?
Yeah, there was a storm, but I still had a wonderful time. But speaking of African American Heritage Month, I'm sure stuff has already begun this weekend.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's something going on all month long, as a matter of fact.
Great.
You know, so I'm going to let you know what's going on at Offutt right now. Of course, we're talking about African American observance today here as far as the breakfast going on. Got two folks over here, and they're clapping for him right now. You know, Master Sergeant Ken Hill and Captain Patrick Clowney. Let's start with you, Master Sergeant Hill. What's going on at Offutt right now as far as your month-long activities and this morning's breakfast?
Yes, this morning we're kicking off African American History Month here at the club. We always start off with a kickoff breakfast the first day of the month. We have events that run through the whole month celebrating the African American heritage and their contributions to the country.
And what are some of the events you're having?
We're having a gospel extravaganza on the 13th of February. We've invited churches from the local area. I think we have about 5 or 6 churches. That'll be on the 13th of February at the Cape Park Theater. So that'll be easy access for anybody in the public who wants to come out. We have a play that's a classic African American play, in fact, that will be at the Cape Park Theater February 19th. We're selling tickets for that. All this money will go towards the scholarship fund that we've established.
Now, the Cape Park Theater's off base, right? So the public can attend?
Yes, they can attend. That's on 25th Street. They can enter off of 75 from 370 to 25th, and they find the theater rather easily.
Now, why is it important to celebrate anybody's heritage?
Well, so many different ethnic backgrounds form this country, and we need to honor the contribution of all, especially those who, of course, the history of the country who have been ignored, the contributions that they've made.
We've got a keynote speaker that was one of the famed Tuskegee Airmen. We're going to get a little bit of history on Tuskegee before we talk to the Lieutenant Colonel. That's why we need Captain Patrick Clowney over here. Okay, you know you're up for a history lesson now. And we're talking about Tuskegee and all that. What is it for the people that don't know?
Tuskegee Airmen was originally started in 1941. Prior to that time, African Americans weren't allowed to fly. Some senators sponsored some legislation, and it was given an opportunity for African Americans to go and fly and learn how to fly, to be pilots, navigators, maintenance troops, and everything. So they're America's first black pilots.
Tremendously a breakthrough there, right?
Tremendous breakthrough, and Eleanor Roosevelt was also very instrumental in for the program.
And what did she do?
Well, she went down and she flew. There was a lot of conflicts going on and stuff. A lot of people saying, "Hey, we don't need to do this thing," you know. But Eleanor went down and she went back and basically told her husband that she believed in the program and they were getting a job done. And they were afforded the opportunity. And some years later, of course, when Truman became president, he fully integrated the services and everything. You know, light years before America was fully integrated, the military was already integrated and stuff. So the military's always been on the forefront when it comes to integration and racial issues.
Do you think the Tuskegee Airmen, they'll probably face a lot of obstacles and all that, you know, they had to overcome as far as the public, not necessarily here in the service?
Yeah, speaking to a lot of regions, they'll tell you about how tough it was and stuff, and they were really hard on each other to make sure that they were the best. As a matter of fact, little known fact also, they never lost a bomber that they escorted in World War II, which is an unprecedented record that still stands.
So what do you know about the Lieutenant Colonel we're going to talk to in a few minutes?
Well, Colonel Lane has a lot of history during World War II and stuff. He's a local guy and he's done a lot for the Omaha community. He loves the military.
Oh, good. Right now he's speaking and eating, Grace, so, you know, we don't want to interrupt too much, but that's what's going on in Offutt this morning. How's that?
Wonderful. Good. Well, we appreciate the information, even though they're in the middle of eating and munching on breakfast.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Richard Opp there, reporting live from Offutt Air Force Base. It's 8:41, 37 degrees now. Well, February is a time to celebrate African American Heritage Month. Good Day's Richard Opp is live at Offutt Air Force Base to tell us about how it's going. At least they're done with their breakfast, so we can hear a little bit more now.
Yes, we've moved out in the hallway because I am too loud.
Okay.
That's a shocker, isn't it?
Okay.
That's a big shocker. No. And as a matter of fact, the Tuskegee Airman, the Lieutenant Colonel, is still speaking right now. I told you we'd try to get him live. Now you got to tune into the 9 p.m. show to see what he's going to say. How's that? That sounds good. But right now we're going to finish up with what's going on here at Offutt all month long. Master Sergeant Ken Hill. Now, we talked about the gospel sing. We talked about the theatrical performance. What else you got?
We have a mentorship program which will be run by our chairman, Master Sergeant Swinton, on the 18th of February. We're bringing in some high school students, and we're going to match them up with some people out here at the base, take them out to their organizations, and so they can see what we do out here.
And so they would learn what from that?
The purpose of it is to integrate them with the workforce. The Air Force, in a lot of aspects, is just like a 9-to-5 job for a lot of us. Although we are called to duty at any time and have to be anywhere in the world at any time.
So other activities going on?
We have the banquet. The finale banquet is the 27th of February. At this point, it's at the Stripes Club. I'm trying to get that moved to the Oak Club. We think we might need a bigger venue.
Stripes Club's where we're at right now, right?
Yes.
I know, because there's a golf swing simulator in here. I've been trying to find it all morning long. We have to find the golf swing simulator. You know what that has to do with today's live shot is nothing, right? But we will find it, right? So the finale banquet, that's going to be a big deal, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We've got retired Lieutenant Colonel Archer coming in. He's the guest speaker last year. We're hoping to get a lot more participation from the base and the community. I encourage the community to contact me or somebody on the committee if they want to come out and participate in some of the activities.
Okay. You know, I'm sorry that we didn't get the Lieutenant Colonel live. No, we are going to get him for the 9 o'clock. You know, we'll just put it on tape, and he'll be there for everybody to tune in and watch and see. But now, I want to hear a little bit of history on him. We got some from Captain Clowney, but now we've got Lieutenant Travis Two-Guy over here. Come, please, come. And give me some history on the captain. I mean, on the Lieutenant Colonel.
Well, he was one of the Tuskegee Airmen, which was an escort group back in World War II. Their job was to make sure the bombers made it over to the combat theater safely, and the Tuskegee Airmen never lost a bomber that they were escorting.
So why is he the keynote speaker?
Well, he's seen a lot of change in his time through the Air Force. When he came in, it was a segregated Air Force. Black and white service members could not serve together, and now, as you saw inside, we have people sitting down of all different races and creeds eating together and enjoying the speaker. So I think it's very appropriate to have someone with his history as the keynote speaker for this event.
I guess, you know, growing up in the time that I did, you just don't think that things were not integrated, you know? So what were some of the stories like from the people that had to go through that?
I talked with a gentleman about a week or so ago who had been kicked out of the Air Force for going into a white officers club. And later he was reinstated and was able to continue serving the Air Force proudly. But those are things that we take for granted today, that these people had to fight to change.
All right. Well, thanks for having us out. I know you've got a month long of activities going on, and like I said, we'll have that interview at 9 o'clock. And hey, if you behave yourself, Grace, we've got the interview for 11 a.m. too. How's that?
Wonderful, great. We'll hear more. Thanks so
Okay.
much. Richard
All right.
Ott there reporting live from Offutt Air Force Base.